up, everyone? All right, well, we're going to do a quick recap here, break down the trades from this morning. $18,000 on SJ, a little bit of profit on BTX, a little bit of profit on ACY, finishing the day up $22,000. Not bad. $20,000 is my daily goal. Broke through that today. I broke through it yesterday, but then gave back half, finished up only 10, and I was up around 22,000 on Thursday before the long weekend. So kind of right now content with kind of hitting that daily goal and then easing off the throttle. It feels like a choppy market. It was definitely choppy on ACY and BTX, and everything today that I looked at was choppy. So I'm kind of waiting for the next round of hot momentum. We had some hot momentum a couple weeks ago with NFTs. We had some hot momentum before that with cryptocurrency. Obviously, we had GameStop and the sort of continued momentum around there. So sort of waiting for that next catalyst that really sort of propels the stock and gives it sort of that parabolic momentum that starts a new round of hot trading. And until then, I'm trying to be patient, get some gains, walk away, and not overstay my welcome. As a reminder, as always, trading is risky. A lot of beginner traders lose money, and this is a market that's very tricky because it's so choppy. You've got to be very quick. Take the profit and don't overstay your welcome. So that's been my approach. It's been working well. Better today because I'm walking away sooner. So I hope you guys enjoy the recap. As always, make sure you hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. This coming Thursday will be a Thankful Thursday. I'll start streaming a little bit earlier. Those who are subscribed will get the notification when I go live, and I will stream a little bit later. 100% of my trading profits from Thursday will be donated to charity. So I'm looking forward to Thankful Thursday, but I hope you guys enjoy the recap as always. We'll get back at it first thing tomorrow morning with the morning show, and hopefully we get some a little bit better momentum. But if it's just a base hit market, I'll keep trying to hit those base hits and wait for things to really set up for that home run trade. All right, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, we'll do a little recap here. It's coming into 10 a.m. and I'm taking the profit off the table. Seems like things are getting a little choppy. Nasty false breakouts on PHUN right there and right there. Nasty false breakout on BTX right here. Oh, that was a bad one. That was a bull trap. It did a 1 minute micro pullback under the VWAP. It broke the VWAP. It hit 845, then immediately reversed, flushed down, panic selling all the way to 746. And it really didn't even bounce. It just flushed. And then there was ACY. This one, I got caught a little high buying, where was it? It was somewhere around here. Oh, I think it was around here. I bought for the break of 16. I bought a dip, ended up holding through this 5 minute pullback, adding off the VWAP. It comes back up to 1578. It couldn't break through and it just immediately started. I don't know, there's big sellers. It just wasn't holding and flushed down. I stopped out of that. It's now this coming right back up. It's but then look at that. Again, it's frustrating. That type of choppiness is hard to trade. So look at that. Look at that rejection in one candle, $1 a share. So now, you stopped out here and you find yourself, screw it, I'm getting back in, and then immediately it does it again. And that's why sometimes the best thing to do is just get the heck out of the market and call it a day. So that was ACY for me, choppy. My biggest winner was SJ. SJ and BTX were our two leading gappers this morning in the entire US stock market. SJ gapping up 59%, BTX 78%. I trade both pre-market. On SJ, I traded it as it started squeezing up right here, looking for the breakthrough, this pivot of 1414 right there, and then looking for the breakthrough this level here, and then the breakthrough the high. We got a breakthrough the high, and it hit a high of 15. It did a micro pullback and then a false breakout on the 1 minute right here, as it was unable to get over 15, big seller. Flushes down, comes down. Then I did dip off the volume weighted average price, and it rips back here up to 1498. Not bad. I was looking for the break of 15. Then I do another dip trade in this area. I'm added into it long, held into the open, added at the open, 1507 or 1508, 1509. It rips up to 1550. I took it off the table into that squeeze. It then flushes down. I tried to do a dip off the low down here, and I stopped out of that and lost maybe 2,000 off the top. And this has faded since the open. BTX, my pre-market trade on that, I was looking at the long of the break of, what was it? It was actually 855. Not a huge range on this stock, all things considered, but super choppy. So not a day to overstay your welcome. I wanted to get green and stay green and then walk away. So this makes it my third green day of the month. I've had a couple close calls. Yesterday I gave back half my gains. Today I was positioned to potentially give back half my gains, if not more, on ACY, on my sort of aggressive hold here, and then average down off the VWAP. It did hold, so I did end up not getting sort of nailed on that one, but then this false breakout flush. It's just super choppy. I was just saying a moment ago how when the market picks up and it's hot, it feels like night and day. It's like, whoa, stocks like GameStop that just, the buying volume is so incredible. It's just so strong, and they just rip halt after halt after halt, and then you get sympathy momentum. Everything else just seems like this rising tide lifts all ships. And right now we're definitely in that ebb. We're in that sort of slower period where I haven't had a day where I made more than $100,000 since February. I know that that's like very first world problem, but the fact is the month of March for me was good. It was great. It was actually the best March I think I've ever had, but I didn't have any individual day that was like a record breaker. February was a great, it was a rough start to the month, a great finish to the month, an impressive recovery with one $200,000 green day thanks to GameStop. January, a $470,000 day and a $200,000 day back to back, and then a $100,000 day thanks to GameStop. So GameStop and costs are the two stocks I have made the most money on in my entire career. So those, those two stocks right now account for, let's see, in my P&L net year to date, let's see, those two stocks account for roughly 50% of my year-to-date profits. I think it's about $750,000, and I'm up $1.5 million in net profit. So two stocks, 50% of my profits. That's pretty impressive. Very interesting that I've kind of been like doing so terribly on Mondays. I'm going to draw a correlation. So here's what I think that's related to. Yesterday wasn't great for me. You want to know why? I was exhausted. The weekends are exhausting. Being a full-time dad on the weekends with a toddler and an infant who's not sleeping and is up all night and up early in the morning. I just am not sleeping well. And during the week, Monday through Friday, because work is my focus, I'm a little bit more sort of, I don't know if I get better rest, but I get a little bit better rest during the week. And so I would say that this is sort of a life circumstance thing that's caused that, if I'm going to be totally honest. It's kind of, I didn't even realize it was to that point. But, I don't know if that reflects in other careers as well, that dads and moms of young kids coming in on Mondays just suck at their job. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I'm going to not schedule my dentist appointments on Monday mornings ever. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Maybe it's just me. But I feel a little bit better today. I was up kind of late last night still, and I was up early this morning with our infant. But this is a window in time that is a little bit more difficult for me, and I also want to be grateful for it because these windows close and then they're gone. So it's just certainly when it rolls over into the trading day, and then as a result, I have a really bad day, or I just I just don't feel dialed in, that's tough. So I don't know. I guess I should be more mindful of this Monday issue, because that is not, if we look back, I don't know, 7-6-1 2020 to 7 or 8-9-1 2020. This was not a problem on Mondays. So this is sort of a new problem. So something I have to kind of be mindful of, that I'm coming in with a little bit of a shorter fuse, not as well rested on Mondays. No, my biggest loss was actually on a Thursday. That was my birthday this year. So that was not a Monday. That was my own thing. That was a Thursday. That was a little bit different. But I had lost on that Monday, and I lost $100,000. So that was a bad start to the month. And then I lost on that Monday, February. So those were my February Mondays. Those were big losses. My January Mondays were not especially profitable. Another red Monday there. And yesterday was a close call. So anyways, that's where I'm at. I'm making progress on the month of April, 3 green days in, which is great. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Then, of course, Thursday and Friday come to the end of the week. Hopefully I can just kind of coast a little bit. I would love to catch another big parabolic momentum trade, but I'm waiting for it. I'm stepping up, but it just hasn't happened yet. So got to be patient. The market, trade the market you're in. The market is a little slower right now than it was in January and February. I saw an article about retail trading reaching the lowest levels of 2021. That makes sense after hitting the highest levels, of course, during the GameStop and following the GameStop sort of saga. So that's not shocking that we're seeing a little bit of a lull, and it's probably going to be a matter of waiting for that next stock to do something crazy and just, confuse people and get some traders back off the sidelines and back into the market. But it's also possible that I've had periods where it's been slower for more extended periods of time. And what I'll tell you is that it's not a great time to be trading in a small account. It's not a great time to be taking your first trades with real money, but it is a good time to be trading with small size or practicing in a simulator, because if you can make money during choppy markets, then that trains you pretty well for when the markets are hotter. If you only make money in hot markets, well, then what do you do when the market does cool off for a period of a month or 6 weeks? Do you lose money? Do you just trade sideways? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, but it's good if you can be sort of dialed in enough that you can be profitable even during choppy markets. And I seem to be grinding during these choppier markets, not on huge gains, but I'm keeping my head above water, and all things considered, I would say I'm actually doing pretty darn well. Of course, that's with all the experience I have. You would hope at this point that I would. So anyways, my results are not typical. As always, trading is risky. Most beginner traders do lose money. This is the type of market that is more likely to cause those unnecessary losses because it's so choppy. This thing flushes, then a second later is back to green. That's tricky stuff. So manage your risk, assume things will fail, and just practice. Try to reduce the emotions. Right now, this is not a good time to get super emotional. It's going to be, if you get really bent out of shape because you have a big loss, this is going to be a difficult time to try to recoup those losses. So it's better just to try to dial down the emotions, trade with smaller size, trade in a simulator, just practice, remembering that every day you gain experience, you're coming out with something. Even if it's not actual profit, it's experience. So, and Adam, so I always say, look at this. So what's it going to do? What's it going to do? Look at that. That just dropped. How do you possibly trust that at this point? It has failed so many times. Is this the time that it's going to rip? If it broke over 16, yeah, I would generally think that looks like a long. I mean, right? But is it just going to be a bull trap? Is it just going to trap traders? That's now a topping tail on the 1 minute. Yes, it's on higher volume. The high was 1596, but it's probably going to happen if I was going to guess. Maybe it breaks 16 by like 5 cents and then drops all the way back down to 14 and halts going down. That's probably more likely. And this is hard whether you're long or short. If you're short, you keep getting stopped out and then it goes. If you're long, you keep getting stopped out and then it goes. So it's hard both directions. Your risk is lower if you can buy off support and buy dips for sure, but it's tricky kind of either way you look at it. So, but yeah, that question, I always say most beginner traders lose money as a disclaimer of the high level of risk. I don't know what you would say about experienced traders. Do most experienced traders lose money? It kind of feels like by definition, if you're an experienced trader, that you would perhaps, that part of being experienced means that you're profitable, but that maybe is just not at all true. You could be experienced and have a lot of experience and not really be particularly profitable. So yeah, I guess I could say both beginner and experienced traders have a high likelihood of losing money, but it seems to me that with more experience, that risk level would go down. It's especially risky for a beginner who comes in not knowing anything about the market, just shooting from the hip, taking wild guesses. That's where you're highly likely to lose. Typically, we would say as you gain more experience, the more you practice, you would hopefully be making better decisions. That's not true for everyone. It's not true for all of us, but I have seen, so that question, have I seen experienced traders blow up accounts? It depends on the definition. I've seen experienced traders take huge losses, catastrophic losses that will force them to maybe add more money to their account or drops their account way, 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 way down. But if they're experienced and they have a history of making money, they're most likely able to recoup that. They just would, of course, not want to have those losses happen very frequently. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard. These are questions that it's hard to really know the answer to unless someone is voluntarily sharing and being truthful in what they're sharing, which, we know how social media works. People paint a picture of themselves that is sometimes very different from reality. So it's hard to really know. Look at this SJ curling back up. So, it's just a choppy market that we're in right now, but I'm going to try to not overstay my welcome. So the best thing I can do is shut this down, because for me, it's so easy for me to get drawn back in. So I just shut the whole thing down. I take the $22,000 off the table, which is kind of interesting because that's about the same as what I made Thursday. I made 23 yesterday before I lost half, and I'm up 22 today. So I keep coming up to like 22. I don't know what the deal is with that number, but I kind of just keep coming up to 22,000, 23,000, and then that's where I kind of hit my head and I'm done. So I don't know, but whatever. Hey, 20,000 is the daily goal. So that's probably why I'm very content with just stopping here and not overstaying my welcome. Okay, you guys, so that's the recap. I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning. Obviously, right now, I am trading less than I would in a hotter market. I think that that's the right approach. Some might feel, man, he comes in, he's only here for an hour. Even in a really hot market, I don't usually trade till 4 p.m. I don't think most people do. Statistically, people try to make their money and get the heck out, because we all know trading is risky. So if you get green, you want to hold on to it and then, get the heck out of the market. Try it again tomorrow. So it's important to learn that discipline. But of course, for new traders that want to just sort of practice, you're welcome to be tuned into the chat room and see what people are watching throughout the day, because there are some that log in at odd hours and trade, or that do trade longer than I do, that maybe just have a bit more, discipline and kind of ability to maintain good decision making skills for longer in the day. So anyways, that's it for me. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all first thing tomorrow morning. And that right there was an entire video with no ads. I don't monetize my YouTube channel with video ads, which means you guys get to enjoy the content. But do me a favor, please hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up and let YouTube know that this channel is the channel to watch if you want to learn about day trading.